All right, aloha and welcome to the Big Island of Hawaii. This is right at our condo on the Kona coast. And obviously there was a beautiful double rainbow to start my journey around the Belt Road, which is what they call it on the Big Island. But it's basically like the Ring Road in Iceland, and the Big Island is a volcanic island just like Iceland, so I thought it was pretty cool to do these things, within a month of each other. It only takes about, 8 hours to drive around the Big Island Belt Road, though, versus the week that it took me to drive around the Ring Road. Anyway, this is the South Point Lookout. Obviously, a lot of lava flows and cinder cones to check out from this vantage point. South Point is the southernmost point in the United States. Obviously, not the contiguous United States, but the United States nonetheless. And this is driving down towards Volcano, past the South Point Lookout. This is always just like a really blustery, beautiful piece of coastline. For a little background, I have family on the Kona side and in Volcano, so I've been visiting Hawaii pretty much my whole life. It had been 10 years in between visits before I went this time, so it was really interesting to see it, as a 39-year-old who, doesn't drink and has his head on straight, and I felt like I was much more able to enjoy the countryside this time around. I almost said country. It feels like it's a different country. Anyways, here we are at a Volcano Golf Club, just right outside the national park. Super cool, kind of old school layout. There's a nene, that's the Hawaiian goose. Really cool weather this day. It was kind of like misty and then sunny and then misty and then sunny. The whole time you're right next to Mauna Loa, which is, a gigantic volcano. So the views were awesome the whole time around. And that was my first real stop on my trip around the Belt Road. The wind was so so bad I kind of KO'd my camera there. But that gives you an idea of what the weather was like this day too. Oh no. All right, so here we're leaving the golf course and heading down into Volcano itself. This is right at the entrance of the national park, and this is kind of indicative of what the weather is usually like in Volcano, at least, when I would visit growing up. Climate change has, made things different, obviously. But my cousins and my Auntie Anne actually lived just, maybe a mile down the road from right here, and I always loved visiting them when I was a kid and hanging out in the rainforest. And then here we are in Hilo. This is just right down, in the harbor, just kind of downtown. Love Hilo, very old school, not quite as touristy as Kona is. And just always a cool place to stop when you're in the area. And then as you head out of Hilo, there's a little scenic detour you can take, which my Uncle Scott showed me when I was a little kid. And ever since then, I always have to come through here, complete with one-way bridges, as you can see, just like the Ring Road. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys just enjoy these videos here. So at this point, we're at the Akaka Falls area outside of Hilo. Akaka Falls is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful waterfall and surrounding area with a wonderful set of trails that you can walk. After being in Iceland and seeing so many waterfalls, in such the opposite type of terrain, it was really, really cool to be here at Akaka Falls. And despite all the cool waterfalls I saw in Iceland, it's still a really impressive waterfall. So this is just a little area I saw. It was a bridge that I was passing over, and I saw another car had pulled over, and people were just kind of looking over the side at the view, so I decided to do the same. And there was a cool little wave breaking into a river down there, which you don't see very often. The two forces kind of pushing on each other. And then on the other side, there was this neat little hidden canyon with a couple waterfalls and a river. That's sort of something I learned in Iceland. If you see a turnout, just turn out and see what there is to see. There's nothing that can really be lost by it. So this is where they planted a ton of eucalyptus trees where the sugarcane fields used to be, and it's just really crazy driving through these rows of gigantic trees. And then here we are at Tex Drive-In. If you're on the Big Island, you have to stop at Tex Drive-In, get yourself some malasadas. That was Spam Loco, which is spam, rice, brown gravy, and a fried egg. Absolutely delicious. And here we are. We're on the road down from Waimea. This is down just above the Kohala coastline, which is one of my favorite parts of the island. Just absolutely beautiful, not super overdeveloped, still kind of wild. You do get the big resorts here and there, but other than that, it's just kind of, a wild stretch of coastline. This is looking at the Mauna Kea observatories from the road to Waikoloa Village. Mauna Kea observatories are like really high-powered telescopes up there on the volcano, some of the most powerful in the world. And yeah, that's going to pretty much wrap it up. These are some attack helicopters I saw coming out of the airport. And I was here about less than a month before the Maui wildfires. And I just want to urge you guys, if you can, donate anything to the cause. They really need our help over there. And Hawaii is just a magical place. If you haven't visited, I encourage you to visit. And that's pretty much going to wrap up my trip around the Belt Road. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.